Hello and welcome to Real WW Talk. I'm Rikki.
And I'm Candice.
And as you know, our lovely Erin is still healing and resting. Thank you guys for just continuing to lift her up in prayer and sending positive notes and messages. We are just very grateful, and I know she is too.
Last time we checked, she was trying to sneak out of the house and being caught by her mother because she doesn't know how to pay it to follow instructions. As you know, she's very, very strong-willed. So we're trying to get her to continue to relax. But
yes,
she's doing
taking her
very well.
season of rest before she can get back to work next month.
Yes.
So how was your week, Candice?
My week was really good, really good. Like I said, I think I mentioned last episode, my air conditioning is back on. So we've had some rainy weather. So I've been on the bike, which, is my happy place. So been back to my morning exercise routine, which was something that kind of fell off when I was on vacation. Summer's always hard because it's like, do I want to be outside or do I want to be in the house? But the weather has forced me to stay in. And because I have a kid who's in like a summer camp season, I've been trying to get the workouts done before the craziness of the day starts because we've talked about this ad nauseum. Like if the day goes on, it gets less likely that I have time to add in my workout.
Exactly.
But so yeah, it's been good. I've been able to kind of get that routine back. So that feels good.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I feel like that is just the best way to start the day. I'm not someone who's gotten that routine in the morning down, but I know as someone who has been there before that just I'm kudos to you for making sure you start your day that way.
Only because I'm trying to find things. My new obsession is watching Netflix on the bike.
Okay.
Because I think with the Peloton, they have the different streaming options.
Yes.
So it's like, if you want to watch that show, you have to get on the bike. I'm like, so trying to that habit stacking. I mean, I feel like we're using all the techniques. So
that's so smart. I love it. Well, congratulations to you.
Oh, so gee, how about you? How was your week?
Pretty good. It's been busy. As a teacher, it is nice. We don't get paid throughout the whole year. Like a lot of people will say, like our pay is spread out across the full year, but we're not necessarily earning pay from work we're not doing over the summer. But we do have the opportunity to work over the summer if we want. So I always go back and forth about whether I want to do that each year. And this year I decided not to do summer school, but I agreed to do some meetings and a few different other like paperwork based things. So I feel like that's taken up a little bit more of my time than I expected.
Okay.
But I think it'll be nice to have that little extra bit at the end of the summer to just put towards the next vacation or something like that. So
I was going to say, it's always one of those things where if you push through at the end, the reward is nice, but I can understand I don't know. I kind of want to have all the rest that you can, because as I've said, you all more than deserve it.
Thank you.
No one here who's at all as a mother of a growing son. I thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You all should be the highest paid profession.
It would be nice if we were, but that is not the case. But
I'm gonna put forth a bill or amendment that gets changed. I have a lot of pull, in case you didn't know.
Oh yeah, you do. You're very special.
I've already said you're the superintendent of all the schools in the county, so I try my best to get you to own that label, but you will not do it.
Is that all it takes? Just owning it, and then it happens?
Like, yes, anything can happen if you just believe.
Okay, Disney.
There you go.
Oh. Well, so we've just had a lot of interesting comments and topics lately, but one of the things, I mean, it's the middle of summer, it's hot, there's a lot of events and barbecues and birthdays. Aaron's a July baby, you're an August baby. There's just so many things going on. And don't you just sometimes get a little tired of tracking?
Yes.
I wanted to talk about that today because I feel like the fatigue with tracking is real, especially in the summer. If you are keeping busy and you're going from here to there, and if it's also your time to catch up with people, how do you balance living life and then knowing that it's like, I need to track, I need to be accountable in some way?
I think it's especially difficult if I'm not in the middle of a streak. Kind of like when we talk about like an exercise streak, the beginning is always the toughest.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer from two different perspectives. One, the Candice who's in a streak, and the Candice who's not in a streak. When I'm not in a streak, just like you're saying, it's like pulling teeth because it feels more laborious than it actually is. Like, especially if I'm eating out or something where I'm not really sure that that restaurant isn't in the tracker, like I have to like deconstruct this. I think my mind makes tracking seem so difficult.
It's like built up in your head.
Built up, I get anxious. Like,
I
oh
do
my
that too.
gosh, like, oh, I don't know what I have for breakfast. Like, how many? I think there's a part of I feel like I have to do it perfectly, which I know Weight Watchers continues to say, just put anything down. I'm like, no, like if I'm going to put it down, it has to be absolutely every morsel of what I did, or else it doesn't count. I don't know who's doing it, but it doesn't count. Or I'm not doing it at all, And so I think I put all this pressure on myself to do it perfectly. And that's hard. So like you said, and because I have so many different things during the summer, especially that are not my norm and may not be things that, like I said, that I normally, they're not my norm and I don't know what the points are, or I feel like it's going to be my Pierce's barbecue sandwich. Pierce's isn't in the tracker.
Yeah.
So I could put in a Mission pork barbecue sandwich and just call it a day. But the Candice here is like, but wait, is it like Mission? Or should I just put the general pork barbecue? Was it really a fourth a cup? Like driving myself nuts. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love that you overthink that. And I'm an overthinker too. But I think at the end of the day, I ask myself, like on the days that I'm tracking, the fact that I'm tracking, isn't that going to count for something?
Yes.
And I think it does. And I think like whether it's a difference of 4 points or a difference of 10 points, I think the accountability that comes with tracking and the fact that it's in there, you're less likely to just say, oh, well, I didn't track, so I don't know how many points this day is. I'm just going to might as well keep going,
But I think, and I think that that's true. And that's why I need to let go of this perfection that comes from nowhere, because that stops me. And then I'll look back and before you know it, I haven't tracked anything. Now, when I'm in a streak, like right now, I happen to be in a tracking streak. I'm at almost like 150 days. You know how they'll, depending on the level, they'll give you like little fireworks or something. So I'm like, when am I going to hit that firework level again? And because I don't want to lose my streak, I'm intentional about tracking. But I had to get there.
Yeah.
And so the summer it's not as tempting to not track because I don't want to lose my streak. So, I think that it's a very, very, I've heard a lot of people give different reasons for why they don't track. I mean, sometimes you've said it, like, I just forgot. Like, I think you said, like, I'm not that I'm trying to forget. It just doesn't cross my mind.
Yeah. Especially being that like I've had a pretty successful year. Like I'm still, I've had a couple of weeks where I've been up and down, in the past few weeks, but I'm still net down, quite a bit this year. But I am not a consistent tracker. I'm just not. And it really, like you said, it is exactly that. It's not me actively saying I refuse to track. It's just that it is such a non-habit for me that I don't think about it. So I'll get my food. I'm making responsible choices and things like that. But I think, something you talked about last week was the protein and things like that, fruits and vegetable tracking those things is a lot harder if you don't track. So I know that there's valid reasons for tracking and that it will help me beyond just the weight loss. But when it's not a habit, it's very hard to build it back up to be a habit.
Well, that's something I was actually going to ask you is, do you feel for you that it really is, that it provides you, like the information that you get from tracking, does it then inform or actually change your behaviors?
I think it has the potential to. I would say right now, no. But like, I feel like so many years of doing this has taught me that like, I remember the first thing our leaders would do if we were in a rut or we were in maintenance and we didn't want to be, we're still trying to lose, is like, okay, we're going to give you this paper tracker. Remember the shared paper tracker?
Yes.
And it was like this thick little notebook. And it would be, you would take it for that week and you'd physically write down everything you had and the points that were with it, even if you had 100-point day. And then you would just go through it with the leader at the end of the week. And it was so meaningful because it's like, oh, I've been doing smoothies every day, and I didn't track, I'm just thinking of that as an example because the blended fruit is different from the fruit when it's not blended. So maybe that pattern, I wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't written it down.
Yeah. And I think I remember that so well, the traveling journal.
Yes.
Yes. But for people who may be similar to me, having to change that mindset, because I had to think about the question I asked you. When I look at the data, do I see it as feedback or judgment? Because I'm very, very impacted by the negative numbers. Like you're negative 66 for the week. You're negative 100 or you're negative 22. What does that mean about you? And if you're a failure or not, or, if you're looking at the macros, because that's now something that people can overanalyze. Like, it's like, I'll look at all that sugar I had, or I didn't look how low my protein was. I tend to because even if you're not on a GLP, you can change the settings to go to the one that has the rings if you want to. It's where it does show you if you have are you eating all your protein? Are you drinking all your water? And you want to get those rings, but kind of like with the Apple Watch, sometimes that it is off. I might have had 20 grams of protein for the day. And instead of it motivating me, sometimes it makes me feel guilty. And then it makes me want to hide. So it's really challenged me to do some of the mental work, to be able to say what's this data doing for me, so that it can free me up to more accurately track and do it without emotion, because I think the emotion is what throws me off.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because that's really key. I think it is something we have to take with a grain of salt when we're doing it. Like tracking is important, it's data, but just like with the scale, that's data too. But if we did have too much salt that week, or if whatever it is, maybe stress. I think about I was in a car accident last week, and I felt like because I weigh in on Mondays, or I'm usually Monday morning. Was it Monday morning? Why am I? Yeah. And so I was like, well, I wasn't surprised that I didn't lose anything that week, even though I felt like I did, everything to, deserve, if you will, a weight loss. And the following week I lost 4 pounds, and it wasn't because I changed anything different, but our body holds on to things. So there's so many different things that can happen. And if we have our emotions tied to the feedback from the scale or from the tracker, then it's not going to really help us.
Yeah. And I think that, but I mean, even with going back to the traveling journal, I'm not claiming that for myself. I have a new identity. I used to be very externally validated. So the reason why the traveling journal used to work for me when we did it was because I thought everybody else is going to be looking at what I'm writing down.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes the reason, even if you have some people have accountability partners and they share their journals, and the thought is people are going to see what I'm writing. So I need to be, that can make you go one or two ways. Either I really need to clean up what I'm eating, or I'm going to hide what I'm eating because I don't want the judgment. It shouldn't be that those are the only two options, but in my mind, sometimes that can be the challenge. It's like having to report without needing to give a reason. Did I eat the whole cookie and not a fourth of it? I know I ate the whole cookie. The whole cookie is 38 points. I didn't eat a fourth of it. And I'm going to put all of that in there. And it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means that that's the data. Same thing like you said with the scale. I stepped on the scale. The scale was up. I had Chinese food yesterday. So the scale was probably up because of sodium. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean that I failed the program. It doesn't mean I failed myself. It's a moment in time. And I think about all the weeks. I used to be one of those people with the old program. You used to be able to go and print your trackers. Oh, Rikki, I used to have the 3-ring binder, and I would print out every journal at the end of the day because I swore that somehow I killed so many trees. Oh, so many trees.
How have I never heard this before?
I killed
every day
trees. But then again, that I would hit a day I didn't do it, and darn it, if I didn't throw away all the trees that I just printed because it wasn't perfect. Like, it's like, what are you doing?
So
But
you were single-handedly responsible for the rainforest
me,
being
just
gone.
Candice. Me and my 15,000 different emails, because I joined the program 15,000 different times with 15 different names, as we know,
Uh-huh.
running from not being able to do it perfectly.
Mhm.
In my mind, I thought that I would want to see what I ate every single day. And what I realized very quickly is, Rikki, no one cares. Even the
No,
weeks that you put in like 100 points, so what?
right.
Like, I don't care if the thing turned blue. I mean, it turns it's really I think they've changed it from turning red, though. I do appreciate that.
It doesn't do that anymore, does
I
it?
think there was enough people like me who were like, "You are triggering me with this red.
I'm
This
thinking,
red is making me feel like a loser. I need you to
right.
stop it." Um, but it always got to a point where I had so many negative days that I stopped doing it.
Mm,
I stopped printing it. I stopped caring.
mm,
And it's just hard to remove the emotion, because for me, when I do use it as a tool, it does help to say, okay, wait, okay, that makes sense why I gained this week. Look at,
mhm.
this was off, what was going on. I haven't used it, and I wonder, when we talk about tracking, have you ever used there's a place in the journal where you can put your thoughts, like you're actually write
Hmm.
notes. There's
No, but I do remember when they started that shift,
Mhm.
and I think we still had paper trackers at that point, and there were like smiley
I love
faces.
them.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I remember that, but no, I haven't seen that in the app.
Well, I think how they have the not get ready with me. Wow. See, wrong social media. But they have like the getting started,
Okay.
learning Weight Watchers 101. And I know
Yeah.
that some people use the quick add button to put
Oh,
notes about, like,
okay.
just saying today I ate out, or, like, because I think that it is important to know, like you said, this week I had an accident.
Mhm.
So like, it made sense. I kind of ate my feelings today, so there was a lot of this. But if I'm not even tracking the food, it's like, it's hard to also want to track the emotion. But I feel like that's one piece I haven't done as consistently,
Mhm.
is to put what was going on during the week,
Yeah.
so
What
that I
you're
can
proud
have a
of.
true reflection. Because
Yeah.
what's the data for? Is the
Mhm.
data to inform change,
Mhm.
or is it to beat yourself up? Or
Mhm.
and truly, last thing is, what does the tracking streak get you? Same thing we talk about, like, so what? Like, there's
Right.
a part, like, I mean, I'm appreciative of it, but so what if you lose it?
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. They don't kick
Mhm.
you out of Weight Watchers. They will still take your monthly fee.
They will.
Though if you get on a meeting, they're probably going to say something like, "I'm so proud of you." Like, everyone's so positive, right? They'll be like, "Look at you," and you're still doing it. Like I told you, I want someone to yell at me. Like,
Uh-huh.
I can't believe you lost your streak, but nobody says that.
Right. But so another thing that I think is a really helpful way to use tracking is, have you ever been in a situation where you forget, like, or somebody says something and reminds you, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember that was my go-to, or like that
Mhm.
used to be my sweet treat that I used to love, and I forgot about that. Like, I think there are so many positive ways we can use tracking, but
Yep.
like, if we don't get caught up in the, like you said, the emotion and the punishment piece of it.
You know what I use it for? You just made me think of it. I get that. I call it Weight Watchers nostalgia, but I think
Uh-huh.
about it when I look back at the recipe builder, because
Yeah.
it takes all your old recipes, and I'm like, I remember making that, or I
Mhm.
remember I remember I liked it. Why
Mhm.
have I not done that? Again, because if you go to the what to eat tab and you go to your
Mhm.
recipes and created by you,
Mhm.
it keeps it for like ever since you started the program. Like,
Oh
it's,
my gosh. So now, well, of
what's
course,
all
we
of
have
these?
to
I
share.
have like pages like veggie
Okay.
stuffed steak rolls. When did I make that? That sounds
So now
great.
you have to share. What's the one that you're like, "Oh my gosh, I need to remake this. This was so good."
Like, I made a lot of, you can tell I was in a stuffed spaghetti squash stage, because I have like 4 different versions of it.
Mhm.
A lot of smoothies, because I throw all different things in. Loaded baked potatoes,
Hmm.
apple pie overnight oats.
Okay.
Yum. But see,
Mm.
so I went through a sweet savory stuff stage.
Yeah.
because I really love her recipes. I loved her recipes. I don't know why I haven't made it in a while, but she did a lot of overnight oats.
Okay.
And this one, no, let's not put in. It had unpeeled gala apples, sugar, rolled oats, unsweetened vanilla almond milk, cinnamon sugar, and the non-fat Greek yogurt.
Mm.
0 points. Zero. Wait, one serving, 1 point. One serving is 1 point.
Okay.
And a serving is it probably because the oats are 0 now, depending on what plan you're on.
Yeah, yeah.
And the non-fat yogurt, is 0. And it's such a little bit of amount of sugar. But like, I loved that recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, these are things that I made and I thought was worth it. Why have I not gone back, to your point, and done made them recently? Let's pick one. What's one of your recipes that you see?
Well, the thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this when I first got my Vitamix. There was a Vitamix cappuccino that was so good, and I think it used like white chocolate chips and things, but I don't think it was super low in points. But I did track it, and it was something I remember making on a regular basis. So I feel like just for, it's instant espresso, vanilla extract, Blue Diamond almond milk, and white chocolate chips. So it's not terrible. No, I feel like I got to make that.
See? Yeah. That's the thing. Look, my Skinny Taste cheesy rotisserie chicken enchiladas.
Oh, I bet that's delicious.
It's 6 points. And it had just some sour cream. You know how you can get the big rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Mexican cheese blend, only half a cup, olive oil, your favorite tortillas, and red enchilada simmer sauce. And I remember I made it, and Dave was like, "This is really good," because you put it all in a pan and then you bake it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That sounds wonderful.
And it's 6 points, and it made and I used to take it to work as my little portion. You take it and scoop it. See, now I got all excited. This is why we track, guys.
Yes.
Because then you have things you can look back on.
Yes. I'm excited to make my coffee this week.
I think you should make it for me, and I'll make the enchiladas, and then we'll be like, look, see, and we'll track it.
Yes. And
share it. I'm not saying I'm sharing it to the group. I was just saying I'm going to share it, maybe with myself. I don't know.
And with me.
Yeah, I'll share it. There you go. I'll share it with you. We'll share it with each other. And if you all want to see it, call us out on it.
Yeah.
How about that? Come to our Facebook group and call us out and say, where's the recipe? No, I want to see your tracker. If someone calls me out, I'll post it.
Okay. Yes. Call us out. And just shout out to the Vitamix, because I bought that thing. I mean, it's got to be 15 years old now. And I know yours is probably older, but they last forever and they are incredible.
It's a real MVP.
I have no doubt that I can pull it out and it'll still make the same recipe.
Yep. It's going to do. I have full faith in it. I think that thing's going to be around longer than I am. I think my great grandchildren are going to use it. I feel it in my spirit. They're going to be like, why does this thing still work? Because it costs a lot of money.
Right.
Okay. It better work. I want true lifetime warranty for several lifetimes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm glad you said that. Now I want to go back and try a few more things.
Yes. Well, if we find some things that are still gems, then we'll share them in the group. And if you guys this week are going through your trackers and you're going through your WW history, whether it be from starting 3 months ago or starting 30 years ago, we'd love
Skinny dish chicken and dumplings.
Oh my goodness.
I found the best recipe. Okay, I'm done.
See, we want to see how excited you guys are to try these old recipes. So share them in the group, share them with us. We would love to see them. Candice, you want to share how they can get in touch with us this week?
Yes, of course. Look, we have made this so easy for you. Search Real WW Talk on your favorite platform. If it's Instagram, you search for Real WW Talk. If it's YouTube, you can see our lovely faces. Search Real WW Talk. Or go to our Facebook group. That's probably where we're most active. And where we have a very engaged community. Answer a few questions. I always say I am the ladies have entrusted me to keep the bots and the spammers out. So if you don't get in, it's because you didn't answer the questions. Answer them, come right on in. It's a great community. Honestly, probably some of the most supportive people you're going to find. Yeah. So look for us there. We always say we are on Connect. Do we use it? No. Not because we don't love you, but I think we're just overwhelmed. There's just too many platforms. So if you're on Connect and you've added us as friends and you're because I see a lot of those notifications, I'm not ignoring you. I just don't remember.
Exactly. Let me remember to track in my app first.
There you go. How about we track our food first? But you can follow the podcast. Like I said, anywhere that you stream your podcast, put us in your pocket, take us with you on your walks. We're so excited when people send us messages saying that you start your Saturday mornings with us, or that's how you start your Sundays. Look, we love, love, love being in your ear and being with you on your walks. Like I said, it's usually about 30 minutes. So that way you know how long you've gone. So yeah, anywhere that you stream your podcast, you can find us. You can send us an email at realwwtalk@gmail.com. And for those of you all who are interested, we so appreciate those who have been supporters of the podcast. And you can do that two ways. One, a monthly donation. You can do it, be a monthly subscriber. And that kind of is like buying us a coffee every month, because it does cost for us to do this. Our goal is to give you quality content as much as we can, but we appreciate anyone who donates. And if you only want to do it one time, because we know finances can be a thing, we do have a one-time donation link that's in the show notes. That's the little box that's under, depending on what podcast platform you're on or in YouTube. It has all of the descriptions of everything that we're talking about today. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who continues to support the podcast. It continues to support us. It truly, truly means the world. We couldn't do it without you. So send us email there. And also, if you post on our last thing is if you want to send us fan mail, they call it fan mail. We're just glad to have fans, I guess. You can send it to us. We cannot respond, but we will see it. And if there's a way that we can shout you out, we certainly will.
Yes. Thank you. And we hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.